Ittoki is a typical middle school student, enjoying a normal life with his childhood friend Kosetsu. He dedicates a lot of his time to studying and joining various clubs to prepare for what lies ahead. One day, he stumbles upon a love letter in his locker, which leads him to meet Satomi, the girl who has a crush on him. She asks him to be her boyfriend, and Ittoki is over the moon. Despite his mom's overprotective nature being against it, he decides to go on a date with her. When they reach Satomi's house, Ittoki feels a mix of excitement and nerves about what might happen next. Suddenly, Satomi surprises him by taking off her clothes and getting on top of him. Ittoki instinctively pushes her away and checks under the bed, thinking it might be a prank. But what he finds is far worse. He finds a ninja hiding there, and Satomi attacks him with a kunai and a kick. More ninjas appear, and she seems ready to take him out. Luckily, a kunai comes flying through the window, filling the room with a thick smoke, and Kosetsu shows up just in time to rescue Ittoki. She tosses him out of the window and takes on the ninjas herself. Ittoki races into the city, desperately seeking help from a police officer, but before the officer can say a word, a ninja appears and slits his throat. More ninjas come after Ittoki, attempting to capture him. Fortunately, his uncle Tokisada shows up, casually asking how his date went. He gestures for the officer to stop playing dead and prepares for a fight. With lightning speed, Tokisada battles the ninjas before whisking Ittoki back to the car with Kosetsu. He tells Ittoki to get out and head up the hill to their family home. When they arrive, Ittoki is astonished to see a magnificent mansion. Yumika greets them with a bow and tells Ittoki to call her chief. Yumika is the leader of the Aga village, one of several ninja clans that have blended into society. They've been upholding strict rules to keep peace and balance for years. Unfortunately, their rival village, Koga, has been trying to overpower Aga, and they were the ones who attacked Ittoki. They are intent on taking his life because he's the heir to the Aga ninja village. Meanwhile, in Koga their acting village chief, Kido, has vowed to seek revenge on the Aga ninjas for the death of their clan leader. Yumika is really worried and urges Ittoki to become a ninja for his own protection, but he's hesitant and skeptical about the whole ninja thing. However, his uncle takes him aside and gives him a serious warning. He must either become a ninja or face death. Tokisada reveals that Ittoki's father was the village chief before he died, and now Yumika has taken on the role to safeguard their village. Overcome with emotion, Ittoki starts to cry as he understands the heavy load his mother carries alone. Not wanting to leave her to face it by herself, he decides to become a ninja as well. The next morning, Reiha tells Ittoki that he's been accepted into the Kokuten Ninja Academy, the only ninja school in Japan approved by the National Ninjutsu Security Committee, NSC. She explains that the NSC was established 70 years ago, after a major war in the ninja world to prevent future conflicts between villages. To get into the academy, Ittoki has to pass a tough entrance exam. On the exam day, Ittoki and Kosetsu were shocked to discover that the exam is being held at a location owned by the Koga clan. They walk into the exam room and see other students along with a man who explains the test. It's a game of hide and seek. The hider will go first and find a spot to hide in the service area. A minute later, the seeker has just 10 minutes to locate the hider or face disqualification. Kosetsu quickly finds her target, while Ittoki is on the hunt for Satomi, the same wild girl from earlier. As he searches, Tokisada takes down a Koga ninja trying to attack him. Kosetsu warns him that more Koga ninjas are nearby, so he needs to stay alert. She and Tokisada promise to have his back. Suddenly, another ninja tries to hit Ittoki from a distance, but Kosetsu jumps in and follows the ninja into the bathroom, discovering it's Satomi. They immediately start fighting, but Satomi manages to escape and goes after Ittoki. He needs to act quickly to find his hider, so he grabs a fire extinguisher and sprays it while shouting fire. This sets off the sprinkler system, revealing Satomi, who was about to attack him. She charges at Ittoki but Kosetsu kicks her away. Out of nowhere, NSC ninjas show up and take Satomi away. Ittoki wants to tag her, but the examiner tells him time's up since he triggered the sprinklers. When asked why he chose to damage property instead of finding another way to reveal the optical camouflage, Ittoki said he just wanted to protect everyone. He fails the test but is still selected among the students who passed. Meanwhile, Hayato the NSC captain heads to Koga's clan to inform them that Satomi, Kido's daughter, has been arrested for attempted murder. Kido reveals that she betrayed the clan a month ago, which is a relief. However, as Hayato is about to leave, he gets a call informing him that Satomi has taken her own life. Meanwhile, at the Aga household, Yumika is in a panic when Tokisada tells her that Koga has infiltrated the academy, and even their family. Ittoki, along with Kosetsu, arrives at the Kokuten Ninja Academy to start his path to becoming a ninja. The moment he steps off the train, he spots a girl and can't help but stare. The girl Ryoko notices him and introduces herself. Shortly after, Ryoko heads off with her friends, and Ittoki runs into some guys from the Koga clan who appear to be aggressive. Just when it looks like things might get tense, a girl named Kirie shows up, acts like she knows Ittoki, and pulls him away from the situation. Kirie explains that those guys are top Koga ninjas and suggests they be friends, to which Ittoki happily agrees. Principal Juzin greets the students and reminds them of the 3 ninja principles: stay hidden, avoid killing, and never betray. He adds that if any of these rules are broken but go unnoticed, it's all good. Kirie, who's also starting her first day, is surprised to see that she's in the same class as Ittoki. During lunch, Kirie advises him on what to order to keep the Koga boys happy, but Ittoki gets confused and glances over at them. This makes Himura angry, one of the Koga members, thinking Ittoki is trying to stir up trouble. Luckily, Suzaku, another Koga ninja, steps in to calm Himura and explains to Ittoki that Kishinmaru, a respected leader who aimed for peace among the villages, was recently killed by Aga. Suzaku promises that Koga will seek revenge. Later, during field training with combined classes, their teacher Kaminami introduces ninja suits and ninja cores, which Ittoki has never heard of. She tells them they need to reach the roof of the tower on the next island, and bring back a manju from the principal, who's enjoying them up there. They have a limited time to complete this task. Ittoki manages to activate his suit by mimicking Kosetsu, but he quickly realizes he can't move in it. Ryoko shows up to help Ittoki fine-tune his suit, leveraging her skills from the Saiga clan, known for their expertise in ninja tools. Once he's all set, Ittoki gets a bit too excited and accidentally tumbles off a cliff. Luckily, he lands safely thanks to the suit powered by the ninja core. Ryoko cautions him to be careful not to damage it, or else the suit will lose its power. They then take off running towards the island. On the bridge that connects the islands, they encounter Suzaku, who attempts to attack Ittoki. Fortunately, Kosetsu arrives just in time to block the attack, allowing Ittoki and Ryoko to keep moving. Upon reaching the island, Ittoki spots something and tells Ryoko to go on without him. He discovers Kirie, who has been attacked by Koga and has a broken core. She explains what happened, and Ittoki decides to confront them as they target another student. He tries to strike Himura, but Himura dodges and sends him crashing into a wall. Sensing Ittoki's weakness, they start to beat him up. Ittoki attempts to break Himura's core but fails, resulting in even more punishment. Just when it looks like they're about to finish him off, the principal shows up and intervenes. Ittoki returns to Kirie and hands her a manju, which he managed to snag from Himura during their scuffle. He then carries her to the bridge to reunite with Ryoko, who had also gone out to get her own manju. Knowing he needs to find his own, Ittoki leaves Kirie in Ryoko's care and heads up the tower, where he spots the last remaining manju. Juzin mentions that a true shinobi needs both a blade and a heart, then eats the last manju since Ittoki lacks both, causing him to fail the test. The following day at lunch, Ittoki notices that his classmates are steering clear of him. Himura and the other Koga students have been intimidating anyone who dares to talk to him. Still, Kosetsu advises him to ignore their antics. He joins Kosetsu, Kirie, and Ryoko at their table. With only 2 days left to study for their written exam on ninja tools, Ittoki and his friends are feeling the pressure. Since Ittoki didn't pass his last test, Ryoko, the Saiga leader's daughter, offers to help him get ready. They decide to form a study group with Kosetsu and Kirie. However, Kirie reveals that studying isn't necessary, they just need to swipe the answers hidden by Kaminami. Luckily, Ryoko, who's skilled with ninja tools, knows exactly how to pull it off. 2 other students join Ittoki's crew after being impressed by his courage. That night, they sneak into Kaminami's office to grab the answers. Using a shuriken-like drone, they find the safe and key, but Kaminami hears them and chases after them. Kirie steps up as a decoy, leading Kaminami away while the rest of the group snags the answers and makes their escape. The next day, as the test begins, they discover that the answers have been switched. Himura is laughing on the other side. He knew that they wouldn't catch on before they got the answers. As a consequence for not passing the test, Ittoki and his friends are put on cleaning duty, but Ryoko still lends a hand even though she aced the exam. While they clean, Kosetsu approaches Ittoki and suggests that there's a traitor among them. She suspects Koga might have tampered with the answers, and someone must have leaked their strategy. Meanwhile, Hayato gets the autopsy results for Satomi, revealing a strange chip found in her brain. As the term wraps up, Kaminami gathers all the students to announce a joint practical exam involving all classes. However, there's a twist. Every year the exam leads to injuries and sometimes, even deaths. The group discussed their strategy to succeed in the test, but Ittoki and Kosetsu were focused on a different goal, identifying the traitor. To support Ittoki, Ryoko gives him Saiga's latest ninja disguise tool, which can mask his entire appearance and voice when paired with a ninja suit. Meanwhile, Kosetsu has her own agenda.
She believes Koga will make a move during the exam and is determined to take down Suzaku.
Ittoki, worried for her safety, opposes her plan. She insists that this is the reality of being a ninja, which only frustrates Ittoki, prompting him to step outside for a breather. There, he runs into Juzan, who invites him for tea in Manju. Ittoki starts to wonder if ninjas are just killers and if his father's death was a result of his ninja life. Juzan reassures him that he's not alone in his thoughts. Koga's former leader and his own father had similar doubts. The next day, Kosetsu trains with Ittoki to get him ready for the upcoming exam. They drew up several plans to take down Suzaku and threw them away when done, but someone took them out of the trash, leading to the mouse getting caught in the trap. As the exam began, Koga made his way to where Ittoki was, but they were ambushed and knocked out cold. Ittoki and Kosetsu turned to the traitor, expressing their gratitude for his assistance, fully aware that he would relay their strategy to Koga and turn it against them. The traitor explained that he had no choice, his village was under threat of destruction if he didn't comply. Kosetsu then went off to confront Suzaku while the traitor tipped off Himura. Himura was taken aback to discover that the traitor was actually Ittoki in disguise. However, Himura was also in disguise, revealing himself to be Suzaku. Suzaku pursued Ittoki, landing several hits, but Ittoki refused to succumb to defeat, knowing that giving in would only perpetuate the cycle of revenge and suffering. Realizing he needed to act quickly with Suzaku hot on his heels, Ittoki threw a smoke bomb to create a distraction. Suzaku retaliated by hurling kunais in an attempt to strike him down. Ittoki, however, was agile and dodged most of the attacks. In a bold move, he lunged at Suzaku, catching him off guard. Ittoki delivered a powerful blow, shattering Suzaku's ninja core. As the bell rang, Ittoki collapsed, utterly exhausted from the fierce fight. His friends anxiously waited by his side in the infirmary, letting out a sigh of relief when he finally opened his eyes. The next day, Kirai cautioned Ittoki that his compassionate nature might lead him into trouble someday. Meanwhile, Kirai confronted Suzaku about the missing students, but he simply ordered her to stay put and follow his commands. Without hesitation, Kirai agreed to do anything for him, referring to him as master.